Hi everybody, my name is Brett Lundquist and today I'm going to be doing a presentation on blossom end rot. So first off, what is it? Blossom end rot is a condition that commonly affects tomatoes, peppers, and squash where newly growing areas of the fruit or tips develop areas of necrotic tissue or lesions. So this is a very advanced case of blossom end rot in bell pepper, and you can see there's a big area of the tip of the pepper that is dead and it looks rotten almost, and it really just doesn't look that great. How does this occur? This is a problem that is caused by calcium deficiencies, and this can be worsened by fluctuations in soil water and moisture levels and soil temperatures, as these cause the plant to uptake water and nutrients more readily. Additionally, under or over application of fertilizer can also affect the plant's ability to uptake calcium efficiency, as well as soil pH, soil salinity, etc. Calcium is utilized in the plant for a structural role in the cell wall and membranes. Calcium is an immobile nutrient and can travel through the plant root either through the symplast of the plant cells or between cells in the apoplast. And because it's an immobile nutrient, we see deficiencies in the tips of plants and in their new growing areas. Thus, that's why it's called blossom end rot. So how does this affect their salability? Personally, if I saw the tomatoes on the left in the store, I wouldn't even give them a second glance. I'd be like, nope, they're done. They're so gross. Tomato on the right, that to me looks more so like it's infected, but I still probably would not buy that. So this, on the other hand, is still blossom end rot, but I feel like this one could be more readily available and sold in the store, potentially maybe even at a discount. It doesn't look as bad. So blossom end rot has different stages. Parts that aren't affected by blossom end rot can be eaten safely. The appearance of the affected fruit is what just makes it so unsaleable. Ideally, if you can catch blossom end rot in the early stages and apply proper remedial measures, there's still a chance that the produce can be harvested and sold, and that's where these post-harvest measures can be taken into consideration to preserve and prevent further damage. How to prevent it pre-harvest. Most of the preventative measures are going to be occurring in pre-harvest because while it's still attached to the plant. The best preventative measures are to regulate soil moisture and temperature levels, as fluctuations of those two can dramatically increase calcium and nutrient uptake, which can lead to these deficiencies much faster. Methods to best avoid water fluctuations can include trickle or drip irrigation, or a more cost-effective measure would be mulch, which also would provide temperature regulation. Mulch provides an additional layer which can insulate and hold additional moisture, which can maintain water and heat levels for longer. Additionally, applying proper fertilizer levels can also help to avoid calcium deficiencies, so consider using a fertilizer that contains more calcium and utilizes nitrate nitrogen rather than ammonia. This is trickle irrigation. It's low to the ground. It is very slow release, and it'll keep things more consistent over a longer period of time. Post-harvest prevention. The two crops most commonly affected by blossom end rot are tomatoes and peppers, and the optimal temperatures of these are quite similar, with tomatoes from 50 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit and peppers at 45 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit, and both have an optimal relative humidity of 90 to 95%. Keeping these produce at their optimal temperatures and relative humidities can reduce respiration and preserve produce for much longer, and therefore inhibiting further breakdown of the produce. Proper packaging is also very important, as well as it prevents further mechanical damage, and making sure that proper ventilation is there so that there's no condensation. Condensation can lead to bacterial, fungal, pathogen infections, which is no good. So this is an example of pepper packaging. You can see they're all very close together. That could lead to a little bit of mechanical damage if they do bump against each other, but we can see with this box that looks very sturdy, and there's a bit of space between the peppers and the top of the box, so you could easily stack those with minimal compaction, if any. And tomatoes on the vine harvest, so since they're on the vine, we know that they are still ripening, and the holes in the box there will allow for gas exchange and will allow for proper ventilation to avoid condensation buildup, which, as stated before, could lead to pathogen infections and all that stuff. Summary: most prevention of blossom end rot occurs before harvest, but if produce is harvested prematurely, there is potential for the produce to still be rendered saleable with these proper measures taken into place.